Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Can you start to blink? Okay, started. Not shared. Okay. Okay, so we are currently in chapter 4, in this basically there are 5 sections. So we have reached till 4th section. We discussed in the, we started with Bhagavad Gita class with doubts of the Arjuna in the 5 doubts. Then we cleared the doubts in the second chapter. Then the detailing of the renunciation karma was asked by Arjuna to Krishna, and the Arjuna, and then Krishna explained the karma yoga part. And now we are currently into the knowledge of the karma yoga. What is the karma one needs to do? And so far we have reached till section 4. So section 1 of this knowledge of the karma yoga talks about the knowledge about first the Krishna as a transcendental, even how this knowledge has come to how this transcendental knowledge has come, the history of the knowledge, now the goal of all paths and greater, how the Krishna is the goal, right? So we learned about the shloka that ye yatamam prapadde tams tatheva bhajamyaham. Whoever, whoever surrendered to me, he reciprocates simultaneously, right? Then we learned about the what is karma, then what is action, what is karma, what is vikarma, what is akarma, what is action, what is inaction, and what is unauthorized action. And we are currently into section 4. What kind of sacrifices has to be done that will lead ones to basically the transcendental knowledge. We'll get till 30th shloka, I guess. Okay, so we learned in the previous shloka that sense gratification is the basically the root cause of all the material existence. If there was, there was no sense gratification, then we couldn't have any bondage, right? So due to that, variously bondage is there with the karma, and to come out of it, one needs to be transcendental to the 3 modes of material nature. And other way, one needs to be transcendental to the sense gratification, right? One needs to not have sense gratification, rather one needs to satisfy the senses of the Krishna. So the Brahman platform is eternal atmosphere. All the above mentioned sacrifices, various sacrifices we learned help one to basic varnashrama dharmas, right? Various all the sacrifices yogas we learned in this karma yoga, knowledge of the karma yoga part, basically are cleansed of sinful reactions of material existence. So by this advancement in life, not only does one become happy and opulent in this life, but also at the end he enters into the eternal kingdom of the God, right? We want to be happy right now also, and we want to be happy eternally, right? So that is our goal. So either emerging in the impersonal Brahman, that we learned that how the persons or what kind of sacrifices lead to impersonal Brahman, and what kind of sacrifices leads to the association with the Supreme Personality Godhead, Krishna, in his kingdom, right? So 4.0 एवं बहुविधा यज्ञा वितता ब्रह्मणो मुखे कर्म ज्ञान विधि तन् सर्वान् एवं ज्ञात्वा विमुक्ष्यसे. Hare Krishna. Translation anyone?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
All these different types of sacrifice are approved by the Vedas, and all of them are born of different types of work. Knowing them as such, you will become liberated. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So various sacrifices that we learned, Ashtanga Yoga sacrifices, various lots of sacrifices are all approved by the Vedas, right? The manual is given, the Vedas are given by the Lord Krishna himself. So all the 4 Vedas are there. Ultimately, for what purpose? To know Krishna, right? So what kind of, what will happen to due to that? Because since it is given by Krishna himself, it is recommended by the Krishna himself. So if you follow them, then you will basically, all of them are born of different types of work. Various types of work will be there. And knowing them as such, you will become liberated. So if you want to get liberated, then at least follow the Vedas, right? If you are not able to control your sense gratification process, then at least do that regulated purpose, right? Do as per the regulations, whatever mentioned in the Vedas. If you do that, at least you will come to the platform of transcendental platform, right? All these performers who know the meaning of the sacrifice become cleansed of sinful reactions. Here, basically, the knowledge, how this knowledge will lead to the transcendental, platform is being determined here. So all these performance, talking various sacrifices, who know the meaning of sacrifice become cleansed of sinful reactions, right? If you know that what is your sacrifice will lead to, right? This sacrifice you will lead to, it will be basically lead to the cleansing of the sinful reactions, and having tasted the nectar of the results of the sacrifices, they advance toward the supreme eternal atmosphere, right? Basically here the purpose is, to purify your heart, because if you are doing something and your self relation is not there, then nothing will happen, right? So one needs to here the basic purpose of this, the basic shloka is that you need to basically cleanse, right? Cleanse, how to cleanse? Do some work, right? How to do some work? Some sacrifice has to be done during the work, right? What will lead to? It will lead to the liberation, right? Higher taste, it will lead to the higher taste, right? 4.3, O best of Kuru dynasty, without sacrifice, one can never live happily on this planet or in this life, what then of the next, right? In the 31st shloka, Krishna tells that, O best of the Kuru dynasty, right? He is asking that from the Kuru lineage you are coming, right? Without sacrifice, one can never happily live on this planet or in this life, right? Because, if you do want to do anything, for example, you want to crack some exam, then you need to sacrifice your, the leisure times and other times, right? You want to become a karmi and gain a lot of money, then you to need to sacrifice your family, and sacrifice your family, even time with the family, right? Lot of sacrifices of the time, will go in just order to even achieve the material things also. So without sacrifice, one can never live happily on this planet, because for gaining, for example, you want need a 1 crore car, then you need to earn the 1 crore rupees, right? For that you will sacrifice many things, right? For that, you will then, what will happen? You will have, then you will have a minute happiness of, 1 day, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever there is, whatever happiness you are getting out of it, there will be happiness. Shastras even say that, okay, there is material happiness is there, but it's not pure, it's not permanent, right? It's not permanent. The happiness, it will go off after some time. So it is like that, you cannot even sacrifice, even in this planet also, sacrifice has to be done. Either way you are be able to doing something, right? Or in this life, what then of the next, right? So every time the sacrifice will be done, really. Some sacrifice will be doing in our part, in many ways, right? So all these different types of sacrifice are approved by the Vedas, right? In this Vedas, what it is happened, that this Vedas, if you follow the Vedas as per the Vedas, right? Sacrificing, whatever duty are given, whatever you are sacrificing, here you are sacrificing your emotions, you're sacrificing, you are just following the supreme personality, right? Those who are sacrificing, following the order is also a sacrifice, right? And all of them are born of different types of work, right? Various work you need to do. Knowing them as such, you will become liberated, right? So if you want to get liberated, then some sacrifice has to be done, right? So talking about the sacrifice, he is just encouraging Arjuna, Krishna, that okay, some sacrifice one way or another you have to do, right? Even if you are doing something, leaving the battle is not a choice, because you have to follow the Kshatriya dharma. But for doing the sacrifice of the self in or for a higher taste, and having tested the nectar of the results, for a higher taste, you need to follow this, right? 4.3 श्रेयान्द्रव्य मयादग् ज्ञान यज्ञ परंतपा सर्वं कमाखिलं पार्था ज्ञाने परिशामपि ते हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी
O chestier of the enemy, the sacrifice performed in knowledge is better than the mere sacrifice of material possessions. After all, O son of Pritha, all sacrifices of work culminate in transcendental knowledge. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, what is knowledge? To know the truth, to know the absolute truth that we are not the body, we are the soul. That is the knowledge. That the sacrifice performed in knowledge. If you have this knowledge, the transcendental knowledge that you are not the body, you are the soul. You. There is Paramatma residing in you, and you are the eternal servitor of the Lord. This is the this is the knowledge, or this is the knowledge, and which is needed during the performance of the sacrifice, right? So, sacrifice performed in knowledge is better than mere sacrifice of material possession. You are just leaving everything and going everything, and going into the forest will not lead you to anything, because self realization is not yet there. But if you know that we are the eternal servitor of the Lord, in any case, I go to forest or I live here in my house, I have to do my eternal service, eternal service to the Lord itself, right? So whatever position I am in, whatever position we are in, we need to serve the Lord, right? We need to serve the Lord in whatever capacity we can do, right? We need to gradually come to the platform of being an eternal servitor, constantly remembering him, chanting and Shravanam, Kirtanam and Vishnu Samran. We need to do all nine devotional service. We need to perfect at least one of them, which is hearing, right? Which is hearing, because we have one mouth and two ears. So even hearing is also it's beneficial. You just listen to the Bhagavatam shloka, and even if you don't understand the meaning, that also will have the transcendental effect on your soul, right? If you are reading the Chaitanya Charitamrita, no, just you will say that why this shloka we are reciting, we are not getting the shlokas, right? We cannot, we cannot comprehend what this shloka is actual meaning is there. We need to understand by the purpose, the translation given by the our spiritual master Srila Prabhupada, that okay, this word means this, right? We cannot comprehend that what is written, but still we recite the shloka, and still we listen to the shloka. Why we do that? Because even that itself is very pious and very knowledgeable, which is very beneficial for the soul, right? So what is the knowledge? This is the knowledge that even if we recite this shloka, that also pleases the soul, that also pleases the supreme personality. And we come, it is said that each and every shloka you read in the Bhagavatam, it gets you closer to the Shri Krishna himself, right? Each and every shloka you read, keep on reading the Bhagavatam, you are getting one step closer to Krishna, right? So that much he is pleased by just reading that, because you will get some knowledge out of it, and then you will make some sacrifice. You will make sacrifice in your daily schedules, right? And by that sacrifice, you will have nectar. You will be blissful. That sacrifice will not be like it will be getting you misery, because if you get 1 crore rupees car and you sacrifice, then you come to know that you have sacrificed your time with the family, you have sacrificed many things, right? But in this bhakti you will never regret, right? The regret thing will never come in your life, that okay, I did bhakti for that 15 days, 1 month and 18 days, it was very bad. Never it will come, it will never. So because it is transcendental, right? It is transcendental, right? So after all, son of Pratha, all sacrifices were culminate in transcendental knowledge, right? Whatever sacrifice you of work one is doing, it will culminate in transcendental knowledge, right? One needs to know out of the work what transcendental knowledge, that he is not the body, he is the soul. This transcendental knowledge, if someone knows, that is the basic sacrifice, right? So real knowledge culminates in Krishna consciousness, right? What is the knowledge? We are talking about Krishna consciousness, the highest stage of transcendental knowledge. You do some karma yoga, you go about, right? We learned about the yoga ladder. From the karma yoga, you go to the from karma kand to come to nishkam karma yoga. Then you go to the dhyan yoga. Then you do the jnana yoga. Then you go to the dhyan yoga. Right? From the dhyan yoga, ultimate in samadhi. Then one enters into the bhakti yoga. He knows that you are eternal servitor of the Lord only. So we are directly coming into the stage that okay, we want to become Krishna conscious, we are the eternal servitor of the Lord. We are trying to cultivate our fundamental position, right? The highest stage of transcendental knowledge. So without the elevation of the knowledge, sacrifices are simply material activities, right? Because if there is no knowledge, there is no purity in the heart, there is no self-relation, then it is just material activities. One is doing just material activities. When elevated to the level of transcendental knowledge, they enter into the spiritual platform. With this, so for now we come to the fifth section, the ultimately how to achieve the transcendental knowledge. What is the fruit of this transcendental knowledge? Who can achieve, right? Who can successfully achieve transcendental knowledge? What are the symptoms who has successfully applied it, right? The transcendental knowledge applied, because it is a practical book, right? Gita is a practical book. We need to learn also that how to apply and the conclusion. So here is an important sloka. What we, what how first thing is how to achieve, right? How to achieve. So we need a teacher, right? If you want to learn some programming, if you want to learn some management studies, if you want to learn some skill, right? Where do you go? You go to the teacher. You want to learn science, okay. You cannot go to directly to the 10th standard, 9th standard and directly on the side. No, you get your admission in your in a school, then you start from KG1 and and you gradually go uplifted to the the science background, and you go to do some engineering, right, or medical, whatever there is, right? So you need a teacher. Always a teacher is there. So here is comes the shloka: tad vidhi panipate na pari prashne na sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnani nastatva darshina. Hare Krishna. Translation and
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So here very important thing is given, that to whom to approach firstly, right? To whom to approach? Firstly, you need to approach who has come into a proper disciplic succession. What in this case, what is happening? Arjuna is having directly Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? But we need to now receive this Gita, Bhagavad Gita as it is from a devotee, right? Who is a direct, disciple coming into the bona fide spiritual master, right? Who is coming direct disciplic succession of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? We learned about the four types of sampradayas, right? So we are into the Brahma Madhav God Sampradaya, and what is happening? It is coming directly, directly from a from proper lineage from Brahma to Madhavacharya, then properly to Srila Prabhupada to us, right? So we need to approach him. How to approach him? How to approach him? How should be our surrendering? How should be our attitude towards him? Let's just try to learn. Just we are trying to learn that we are trying to learn sincerely. We need to learn. Inquire from him submissively, right? We need to be submissive, right? And render service unto me. Even if we read the Bhagavad Gita, right, we need to read it submissively, and as with love, right? Whenever you read Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, our attitude should be there. Our attitude should be submissive, right? If we are not submissive to the shastra, then what will happen? You will not understand that much, right? You will not get the crux of it. You will not understand the deep understanding, whatever which is behind it, right? So inquire from him submissively. Pariprashnena sevaya. Inquire from him submissively. Upadekshanti jnanam, right? Pariprashna seva. Seva means render service unto him. Upadekshanti jnanam, the self-realized soul can impart knowledge unto you, because Upadekshanti jnanam, because they have seen the truth. Yeah, because Jnaninas Tattva Darshana. He has seen that the Tattva, he has known that what is the Tattva, what is the Vishnu Tattva, what is the, what is Krishna, who is Krishna, who is, Vishnu Tattva, right? Who is, Brahma Tattva, what is Brahman. All this he have seen the truth. Yeah, he has seen the truth. That's why Upadekshanti Dhyanam. He will impart, he will impart knowledge onto you, right? Why? Because he has seen the truth, right? Because if you know, if you want to clear, suppose there's some exam, then you go to a person who has cleared that exam. That will be more beneficial, because one has cleared that exam. Now he is giving some coaching and something like that, right? So similarly, our spiritual master, they have seen the truth. So we need to learn from them, right? We need to learn from them from a proper disciplic succession. Okay, this is so one need to have a teacher, right? For any kind, even in material things, you need to have. So here we are talking about spiritual, because each and every soul is different, each and every living entity is different, because the spiritual master will understand you, because for spiritual master very kind to his devotee, right? He knows that how to deal with this living entity, right? How to deal with this soul, right? So he will impart knowledge, because the details are different, right? Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur mentioned that to Srila Prabhupada that okay, your English is very good. You need to go to the Western countries, and you need to basically commence the the Krishna conscious movement in the whole world. So he went, when he went, he not at the directly at the youth age, he went in at the age of 69. So details are different, details are different. Till then he was preparing, right? He was preparing for that moment when he will be able to be the self-relation, all things were going on, right? All the skills he was learning. So it is very necessary that details are different. So every living entity has a different path in the bhakti yoga, right? So we need to approach a bona fide spiritual master. By that, what will happen? You will ultimately reach to know, because the what is the job of spiritual master? To take you back to the Godhead, right? So this is the job of spiritual master. So we need to be sincere. So because he is doing a great effort, right? He is doing a great effort. He is doing a great service to the Lord. So we must be very sincere, right? यज्ञात्वा न पुनर्मोहम् एवं यस्यसि पांडवा येन भूतानि अशेषानि दक्ष्यसि आत्मनि अथो मयि. Hare Krishna. Translation.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Having obtained real knowledge from a self realized soul, you will never fall again into such illusion. For by this knowledge you will see that all living beings are but a part of the Supreme, or in other words, they are mine. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Krishna. So here it is said that, having, if you when you will know that, okay, there is this soul, which is, you are the soul, there is this Brahman, and there is this no Paramatma is residing inside you, and there is this Bhagwan, the supreme personality Godhead Krishna. Then you will never fail again, fall again to the such illusion, right? Again, you will not identify with yourself, with your body, right? Because now you know that, because the knowledge has been imparted to you, that this, you can see the consciousness, right? Because this knowledge, you will see that all living beings are but part of the supreme, right? We are just part of, because Sachidanand is already there, we are all blissful, right? The soul is all blissful, the Krishna is all blissful, right? And basically all belong to the Lord, all belongs to the Lord, because the similar example I have given you, that there is this hand who is doing, who is opening the door, but ultimately who is opening? You are only opening. So hand is just the instrument, so we are just a instrument, we are just the instrument in the service of the Lord. The moment we know that, okay, we are the we are the eternal servitor of the Lord, and we start serving him sincerely, then we become basically conscious about our soul, and and we ultimately we become blissful in, serving the Lord, because we are just the instrument, we are just the instrument. He is using us just to, comply some things, to comply some things to, for his devotees. अपि चेदशि पापेभ्यः सर्वेभ्यः पापकृत्तमः सर्वं ज्ञानप्लवेनैव विजनं सन्तरिष्यसि. हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
हरे कृष्ण.
Even if you are considered to be the most sinful of all sinners, when you are situated in the boat of transcendental knowledge, you will be able to cross over the ocean of miseries. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So this knowledge is basically very pure and sublime, right? This knowledge which we are getting is very pure in knowledge, right? And very sublime, right? So if we are basically, even if the most sinful of the sinners, right? Need to take this call. So here we are discussing, knowledge which is very pure and sublime, right? So if, even if, if you are considered to be most, if we are most sinful and of all the sinners, right? When you're situated in the boat of transcendental knowledge, you will be able to cross over the ocean of miseries, right? Because if someone is very sinful, then someone is needed, in the ocean. What happens? We are becoming the best swimmers, but we can't come out of the ocean, right? Suppose materially we are too much opulent, right? Too much opulent. What is happening? We are still into the ocean, right? It's in the birth, or the birth, old age, and disease. All are there. All are there, and we are still into that ocean only. So miseries have not gone. Basically, what we have become very good swimmers, right? One can become a very good swimmer, and still be in those misery, right? So that is not, that is not good, because again, the body will be changed again. You need to be again, to be again into this those miseries, right? So in order to come out of it, you need someone who is, out of it. So who is out of it? The supreme personality Godhead is out of it, right? So we need supreme personality Godhead himself, who will take us out of that, ocean, right? In order to do that, we need to follow him. How do we follow him? We need to follow the Bhagavad Gita. If we follow the Bhagavad Gita, which is a practical book, then we come out of it. We need to know the knowledge. So we are currently knowing the what is the knowledge behind the karma, right? The karma yoga we are trying to achieve, that how the karma yoga acts, right? How the karma yoga acts, and the bhakti also, we are doing karma yoga by doing all our activities in relation to the Lord, right? Because it says sarva upadhi vinirmuktam tat paratmena nirmalam rishikena rishikesha and sevanam bhakti uchyate, right? Because Sarvopadi Vinirmuktam means one who is, the bhakti or devotional service basically means, basically surrendering all our senses to the, master of the senses, the supreme personality of God, right? By that, what happens? Two side effects happen, right? Firstly, we become basically our senses get purified, right? And we are, why we are senses are gets purified? Because we keep our all senses in the service of the Lord. So by this, we there is purity comes, right? So that is bhakti. The devotional service of bhakti is surrendering all our senses to the, sarvopadi muktam, because you get devoid of all the material designations, and because your senses become pure. The two side effects basically happens, right? So even if we are into this, then what happens? We surrender our senses to the Supreme Personality Godhead, to Rishikena Rishikesha, right? Rishikena Rishikesha, because He is the master of all senses, right? So by that, what will happen? He'll come out of this misery. Because someone is having the knowledge, he will start serving the Lord, right? He will become blissful. Even if he has done some sins in the past karma, right? Whatever there is, still he will able to cross, because the Lord will see now he has become sincere. Like it is like a child that who has gone, he was basically become sinful. But what does the parents want? That he gets recovered, he gets, go to the correctional facility, and he gets recovered, and he become very pious, he become again good, and so, Shuddha Sattva, he comes to Shuddha Sattva, and yet he knows that what he has done wrong, and now he has achieved that. Okay, now he is trying to correct himself, and trying to serve the supreme person. And then what the parents will do, that okay, it's all okay, right? Given you the example of the, Yashoda, Devki Mataji, and Vasudev, they have forgiven, his brother Devki, his brother Kamsa, just 5 minutes after he said that, okay, I have done lot of sin, I have done very wrong to you, so please accept my apology, right? So they have forgiven in 5 minutes. Within 5 minutes, they have forgiven, right? This is the state of Vaishnava. Yataidam sa samiddogne bhashmasat kurute Arjuna jnanagni sarva karmani bhashmasat kurute tatha. Hare Krishna. Translation.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Mataji.
As a blazing fire turns firewood to ashes, O Arjun, so does the fire of knowledge burn to ashes all reactions to material activities. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So what is happening? As a blazing fire, basically, all the firewoods, basically, the example is given by Krishna to Arjuna. Like, see how the blazing fire turns fire to ashes, right? Right, automatically and right away it turns into ashes. So does the fire of knowledge. Similarly, the fire of knowledge burn to ashes all the reactions to material activities. Once you come into the knowledge platform, knowledgeable platform, then what will happen? It is so sublime, it is so pure, that it will get you pure from the inside, right? For example, there was Valmiki was there, right? Valmiki, who wrote the Ramayana. What happened? The Narad Muni, basically purifying, because just by imparting the knowledge, that you are not the body, you are the soul. Just take the name. You come, surrender to the name of the Lord Ram, right? So what happened? All the sins of that, of that only, of this life only. All the, whatever sins he has done, killing, and killing all the humans, lot of humans he has killed, right? What happened? He got purified there himself. Why? Because he had the knowledge, he has gained the knowledge. The fire of the knowledge is so so pure that it burned to ashes all the reactions to material activities, whatever material activities we have done. But once we surrender, right, ye thamam prapadye tam sateva bhajami, he will reciprocate. Secondly, man mana bhava mad bhakto mad yagi mam namaskuru, right? Whatever, however, whatever your mind is, always surrendered, surrender unto me. He says, surrender to me. Man mana bhava mad bhakto mad yagi mam namaskuru. Always worship me, pay obeisances to me. He says, and he says that, completely surrender. If you completely surrender, then all the sinful activities I will take care of, right? Sarva dharma parityajam mamekam sharanam vraja, right? By this, he is again and again, he is saying that, okay, get this knowledge, do this karma, have this knowledge of the karma, achieve. In every chapter, one time Krishna, one way or the other, he says that, okay, surrender unto me, right? नाहि गानेन सदृशं पवित्रम इह विद्यते तस्वयं योग संसिद्धा कालेनात्मनि विन्दति. हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
In this world, there is nothing so sublime and pure as transcendental knowledge. Such knowledge is the mature fruit of all mysticism, and one who has become accomplished in the practice of devotional service enjoys this knowledge within himself in due course of time. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So he's saying that this knowledge is, nothing is so sublime and pure as transcendental knowledge, right? This transcendental knowledge is very sublime and pure. Such knowledge is mature fruit of all mysticism, right? All the all the mysticism, even if you take, then also the mature fruit out of it will be this transcendental knowledge. And one who has become accomplished in this practice of devotional service, right? Once this karma yoga, this kind of karma yoga you are doing devotional service, enjoys this knowledge within himself in due course of time, right? You will enjoy within yourself, you will enjoy within yourself that doing devotional service, because you will be serving to the Lord, right? You will be serving to the Lord. Whoever is serving to the Lord, they are very, becomes very pure and sublime and very kind hearted, right? Very kind hearted, just be kind. So here Krishna is asking, Krishna is asking to Arjuna, do devotional service, you follow my order and fight. You are doing this as a, doing this as a, it is a mature fruit of all mysticism. This knowledge is very important, right? This knowledge is very important about the karma yoga, and the practice of this knowledge, within himself due course, basically you will be enjoy, right? Enjoyful, right? Just because you are serving me, even in the war, you will be, enjoying this. So what are the rewards of the transcendental knowledge obtained from spiritual master? We'll obtain knowledge in relation that all living entities are part of Brahman, right? We will know that all living entities are part of Brahman. With such vision, one will never fall into illusion. He'll cross over the ocean of miseries, right? You will come out of this ocean of miseries, right? How whatever sinful activities we have done, sinful of all the sinners. One knowledge of self and super soul and the relationship, one burns all sinful reaction, right? How to burn all sinful reaction? By the knowledge of self, super soul, the relationship. What is our relationship with the super soul, right? If one knows this, then you will, burn all this sinful action. This question, this question to this answer, the self, super soul, and the relationship will come in the Jnana Yoga part also. 13 to 18 chapter, we will discuss it again, right? We will discuss in detail more about this slogan, right? 4.37. And then 4.3, achieve self-realization as mature fruit of all mysticism, finally gets devotional service, right? If you need to have devotional service, then one will firstly reach self-realization by this knowledge, and which is the mature fruit of all mysticism, and finally gets this devotional service, which is following the orders of the Lord. श्रद्धवान् लभते ज्ञानं तत्परासं यातेन्द्रियः ज्ञानं लब्ध्वा परां शान्तिम् अच्छिरेन्नाधिगच्छति. Hare Krishna. Translation.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Mataji. Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna Ananya Mataji.
Okay. A
Hare
faithful man who is dedicated to transcendental knowledge and who subdues his senses is eligible to achieve such knowledge, and having achieved it, he quickly attains the supreme spiritual peace. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So firstly we learned who can whom to approach. So we learned that spiritual master who has seen the truth, right? So coming into the disciplic section and succession will be easier, right? So one needs to approach him. Now, then that was told that what by this knowledge what will happen? You will come out of the oceans, right? So now the eligibility criteria is being defined here, right? The a faithful man who is dedicated to transcendental knowledge, right, who subdues his senses is eligible to achieve, right? Once you become sincere, because one who becomes sincere, then what will happen? Certain regulative principles he will follow, right? So he will subdue his senses to achieve such knowledge, right? Because sincerity will be there. So the spiritual master will ask him, right? Okay, with this knowledge, but you need to do something. So you need to become regulated. So regulated principles are there, right? No meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, and no illicit sex, right? So these all four regulative principles we need to follow, right? If you do that, we become eligible to receive such knowledge. And having achieved it, he quickly attains the supreme spiritual peace, right? So if he does, follows the orders of the orders of his spiritual master, then he attains the supreme spiritual peace, right? Because we need to basically achieve the peace only. We are here for to supreme spiritual peace by serving the Lord, right? By that we will be always blissful and we will be at peace, right? 4.40 चाश्रश्रद्धनानाश्च संयात् संसायात्मा विनश्यति नायं लोकोऽस्ति न परो न सुखम संशयात्मनः. हरे कृष्णा ट्रांसलेशन.
Hare Krishna.
हरे
But
कृष्णा.
ignorant and faithless persons who doubt the revealed scriptures do not attain God consciousness. They fall down. For the doubting souls, there is happiness neither in this world nor in the next. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So what is happening here? Again the example of one who is in the material consciousness is basically what he is doing. He is doubting, there is no soul in that, nothing like that, right? He is no work is worship, right? He is like like that. If he is doing that, what is happening to him, Dushkritans, what is happening to him is again falling to this again and again misery, because he will not be happy, because one time he may be happy, then again the reactions are there that he's do some karma, it is not in Krishna consciousness, or it is not even even it is not at least if one is not even Krishna consciousness, but at least not surrendering all the results to the Lord, or not getting situated, self situated, then what will happen? He will never be happy, right? He will be never be happy, because he will identify himself with the body, because by identifying himself with the body, all the miseries whatever there is coming, he will be experiencing it, right? For example, you take a bath, if you assume, if you in your mind you take that take a cold bath, if you in your mind you assume that okay, this is cold, then you assume cold just because of the body. But you cannot, if you know that you are not the body, you are the soul, then you experience the what is experience is by the body, then you will be not in so much distress, right? So if one knows that you are not the body, he is the soul, then there will be happiness. If one does not know that, if one is ignorant, one is faithless, right? Being ignorant and faithless is only one thing, right? Being faithless, not or not having the faith that there is God, or or basically is ignorant, right? Ignorance that nothing is there, nothing is there. So what will happen? They will fall down. Who doubt the revealed scriptures do not attain God consciousness. So even if we also doubt, right? Even if we doubt that the revealed scriptures, if we doubt the Bhagavad Gita as it is, that it is the revealed scriptures, we doubt it, then also we will not reach to God consciousness, right? If we doubt the Bhagavatam, then we will not attain the God consciousness. For them, they fall on, right? Why they fall down? Because they don't have faith that whatever written it is there, it is not achievable. They are thinking that there is, they have some doubt in that. Even if small doubt is there, the maya will come, right? The maya will come because one is not having the pure faith, right? The firm faith is not there. If firm faith is not there, then one is likely to fall down. Even after 10 years, 20 years of practice, one is having a doubt, he will fall down. It happens in ISKCON also, right? It happens in ISKCON also. Many various, various organizations also it happens, not only ISKCON, that one is following, and after 10 years, 20 years, of 25 years, one is leaving. So that's why in the ISKCON it is said that you take your birth in after 10 years, right? After 10 years, one takes birth in ISKCON, because it is it one becomes basically gets purified, right? Basically gets purified, one gets have firm faith in the Lord, and then all the blissfulness starts, right? So it's like that. Well, firstly we are cultivating the knowledge, right? We are trying to serve the Lord in whatever capacity we are in. So for the doubting soul, there is happiness neither in this world, he will not be happy here also, right? Because he is, if even if we now if we at least know that we are not the body, we are the soul, then we are at least happy in this world, right? So we will happy in next world also, because we will, our consciousness will be developing like that, right? Our consciousness, our your personality will be developing like that. So Bharata, stand and fight. No sinful actions can affect one no, who performs his duties with transcendental knowledge, right? So in 1404 he says that okay, no sinful activities, right? No sinful actions will come. You perform like who basically his duties with transcendental knowledge. The transcendental knowledge is to following the orders of Supreme Personality Godhead. Right? Slash with knowledge all doubts born of ignorance. Whatever the doubt is you are having, slash with the knowledge of all doubts, right? Whatever doubts are given, slash with knowledge, right? whatever, how the, how all the, darkness goes from your room by the, by the by the light, all the darkness is removed. Similarly, if one is, one is having knowledge, all the doubts will be removed. Because if you, for example, I tell you, okay, make a chair for me, right? So we usually very, will be in darkness, that we that how can I make chair? But if I impart you the knowledge that, okay, this is the, this is, these all things you need for the, chair, making chair, this is the teacher you for making the chair, these, by that you will learn the skill, you will get the knowledge, you will have some practice, and then you will make the chair. Then your knowledge will be all gone and you will be happy, right? So it's not like you will start from the first day, okay, make chair. No, by the knowledge, you will clear all the doubts how to make the chair, and then you will make a chair. That the knowledge will be there to, make that chair, right? So though whatever ignorance is there, because we don't know things, right? You see people among yourself only, right, on your colleagues and all, they basically, they are not having some knowledge. That's why there is the ignorance, right? Ignorance can be, removed by the knowledge, right? So that's why, ISKCON, what does ISKCON does? They give knowledge, and they give knowledge, they distribute Gita, that at least if someone reads, then he will come out of the, at least from the ignorance, right? He will try to know, right? So one who has faith can acquire transcendental knowledge. One who is free from doubts, right? So who can achieve that? Eligibility criteria is two eligibility criteria. One should have a faith, right, to acquire transcendental knowledge, and one who is free from doubts. How to become free of doubts? By the knowledge. 4.41. योगसंन्यस्य कर्माणां ज्ञानसञ्चयेन संशयम् आत्मवन्तं न कर्माणि निबन्धन्ति धनञ्जय. On Hare Krishna. Translation, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Hare Krishna, Mataji. Please continue, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. One who acts in devotional service, renouncing the fruits of his actions, and whose doubts have been destroyed by transcendental knowledge, is situated factually in the self. Thus, he is not bound by the reactions of work, O conqueror of riches. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Arjuna was saying that, there will be sinful reactions to this, right? So answer to that is, because you are acting in devotion service, right? Renouncing the fruits of his action, right? All the fruits of action one is doing, devotion service he is doing, right? Because he knows that he is just an instrument in doing that. He is also not doing. We are not doing the chanting actually, right? We are not doing the chanting. It's just the mercy of the Lord that we are even able to, chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, right? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So we are just having the mercy that we can chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, right? This is also, this is also the mercy of the Lord. So we are not doing this, right? We, in our capacity, if you think that we can chant 16 rounds, then you just, just to think about the first day when you have started chanting, where you convinced that you will be able to, do 16 rounds. No, it was not easy. Gradually what happened, because, with your sincerity and all, one just, starts chanting the whole rounds, right? Whatever rounds he has done the sankalpa, he will start doing them, because with the mercy of the Lord, right? Because the spirituality, because ye yathamam prapadyante tam sathaiva bhajami, you are seeking spirituality, he is giving you spirituality, right? And whose doubts have been destroyed by transcendental knowledge is situated factually in the self, right? We need to have knowledge, so we are acquiring the knowledge. By that, what will happen? We will be situated in the self, right? The self. Who is the self? The soul is the self. The living entity is the soul. Thus he is not bound by the reactions of work, O conqueror of riches, right? He will not bound by the reactions of, because he has no worry about the fruits of his action, right? He will be renouncing the fruits of the actions, not the actions, thus the fruits of the action. He will be involved in devotion service, so no sinful reaction will come, right? And 4.42, Tasmadagyan Sambhutam Harat Stham Jnana Nashinatmanah Chitvainam Samshayam Yogam Atishto Tishtha Bharata. Hare Krishna. Translation. Hare Krishna. Translation, anyone?
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Therefore,
Krishna.
the doubts which have arisen in your heart out of ignorance, should be slashed by the weapon of knowledge. Armed with yoga, O Bharat, stand and fight.
Hare Krishna. So in this, what is happening? He's now he's angry. Finally, he has come to the last shloka that again and stand and fight. Right. The whatever doubts have arisen, whatever doubts have arisen, he said in the starting karpanya doshupahata swavamasum prachami tvam dharma samudachijane karpanya out of miserly weakness in the heart. Doubts had come right out of the misery. So he is said in the second chapter, seventh shloka, karpanya doshupahata swabhava. Right. So whatever out of out of your heart, out of ignorance it is come out, should be slashed by the weapon of knowledge, right? Slashed by the weapon of knowledge, which is by imparting by whom? Which is being imparted by the Supreme Personality Godhead Himself. So He is imparting the knowledge. You slash it by that, and whatever the doubts of the heart is, coming. So He is will asking question. He will be asking the question. Arjuna will keep asking this question in order to clear his doubts, right? Whatever doubt is there, the Krishna will explain all the knowledge. So armed with yoga. Oh Bharata, stand and fight. So you clear your doubts. Now he's saying, okay, you get yourself clarified, right? You get yourself clarified, okay, because he's the supreme personality of Godhead himself, right? So we learned that Tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya, right? One needs to approach spiritual master. Upadekshanti the jnana because he has seen the truth. Upadekshanti, he will impart the truth, right? Jnaninas tattva darshana because he has seen the truth, right? So one needs to approach spiritual master submissively and render devotional service, loving service to him, right? If he so he is he is submissive. Karpanya prachami tvam dharma samura cheta yat sheyashanishtam bruhitanve Shishyasti ham sadi mam tvam pramananam. Yes, he says, Shishyasti ham. I am your disciple. Now instruct me. Shishyasti ham sadi mam tvam pramananam. Now instruct me what is good for and what is bad, right? So he will instruct. Now he is saying that, okay, kill your all your doubts with the weapon of knowledge and stand and fight, right? So we did this chapter, right? 5 sections. The knowledge about the Krishna transcendental, how this history, the history of the knowledge. Then what is the goal of all paths? That ye yatham prapadyate. What is karma yoga? What is karma? What is karma? Karma vikarma. Then we sacrifices. What kind of sacrifices one does? Right? Ashtang yoga sacrifice. Whatever sacrifice, knowledge sacrifice. Right? Devotion service. Whatever sacrifices we learned about different sacrifices. Then about the summary that what this knowledge will lead to. Right? Whom to approach, how to kill out their doubts and stand and fight. So this is all the doubt, all the knowledge about the karma yoga. Hare Krishna. Any doubts in today class? Hare Krishna. Or anything to add? Hare Krishna. Okay. All
Hare
clear.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Hare Krishna Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, in this chapter also, chapter 4 also, Krishna is in a way explaining what is the difference between the one who takes the sannyasa and one who is not taking the sannyasa at the same time he is renounced. Is it not the same thing he's explaining here also?
Matar, yes, explaining because in the Karma Yoga he has explained in the third chapter already what is renunciation is what is not renunciation, right? But we talked about two things, Falgu Vairagya and Yukta Vairagya. We are not we need to not renounce the actions, rather we need to renounce the fruits of the action. So he has taken it here indirectly, right? The knowledge about the karma is more focused here, not about the and about the karma, that what kind of karmas are there, what is akarma, because one will have a doubt in renunciation is what kind of renunciation is there. So akarma he has explained, karma that doing all the activities but not just surrendering all the fruits of the action to the Lord, right? Because we are just an instrument. So that part is being talked here, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, any other doubt or questions or anything to add? Okay, so we'll end here. वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनन्तकोटि वैष्णववृन्द श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। Hare Krishna everyone. Thank you for coming. Tomorrow will be class, but on Mondays there won't be any class. So yesterday I think some of you joined. So I'm very sorry, but I will put this in the next time in the group also. Let Mondays won't